Yo, what's happening, people? Okay, firstly, I apologize for not going live today. I've had to tend to my daughter. She's not feeling too well. But I thought I'd give you this quick video update on Bitcoin, on what has happened, so that we can understand what is likely to happen next. If you are new to the channel, mad love and respect for passing through, ladies and gentlemen. And those of you who have recently subscribed, I hope you can take something from this channel and learn and understand exactly how the market makers or how the market really works in crypto. All right. So let's have a conversation. Bitcoin. Nothing. And it's horrible, isn't it? When we expect something to happen and it doesn't, we're like, okay, so what's going on? All the guys have been liquidated from this move to the downside. What are they doing? Why isn't price moving higher? Well, what we need to understand is this, ladies and gentlemen. It seems as though today they're taking a break, but they've come back towards the 50 EMA. Now, that's really good news, because if you look at what happened over here, the 50 EMA came back to price, not price went back to the 50, because they contained price in such a small area right here that every time a new candle was printed, the 50 EMA would come closer and closer and closer to price. But over here, they brought price back to the 50. So that's a good sign. Now, when we look at things, we kind of say to ourselves, okay, then what are the chances of them actually going higher? Well, we need to work out our levels and understand where we are so we can understand where they're likely to go. They've come down and hit the low. They've moved away from it. Big blue vector candle right here doesn't really solidify another option or reason for you to get back in and think that Bitcoin is going to go higher from this point. No, not at all. The first stage is what we're waiting for, and that is price to try and close above the 5 and 13 EMA and break above the 50 at the same time. See, what you're looking for, ladies and gentlemen, is the moving averages to condense themselves together, to compress, so that then you can see the build-up of the behavior, and then when it breaks away from the zone, you're going to have a better understanding and conviction by the price itself that it favors higher prices. Now, we've got these two liquidity pools right here. They're not that big. It just gives me an understanding that they may not be finished with this zone. We may even get another hit to the downside. Firstly, price may actually move higher before they achieve that, because everyone right now has just experienced the big dump in Bitcoin. A lot of people have been liquidated, and now they need to restore the order. They now need to bring traders back into the fray, give them another reason to believe that price is now going to go back up. All of the stuff that's been pumped across the board, even in YouTube, all of your social medias, any articles that are being released across the board as well, they're all designed to encourage people to do something. These are mechanisms, marketing mechanisms to get you to commit. But the one factor that encourages people to come to trading is wealth creation. If they've come to trading before and they've made money in a trade, all right, they're going to want to try and do that trade again. And that's the problem with the retail trader. He was always fighting to repeat that same process over and over again. So what can we really expect Bitcoin to do next? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the FOMC statement coming up this week on Wednesday. All right, the rates, and we're all going to be talking about the tapering. Is Bitcoin actually holding in preparation for that? Because dollar yen isn't doing much. You can see that bright as day over here. Dollar yen is containing itself. All right. Now, once that information is released, is the fact that they've been building dollar yen below this key notable area right here. All right. Are they preparing it to move it higher, or are they preparing it to move it lower? What will they get from this information that's coming out this week by the Fed? Is there a little bit of disparity right now with price and Bitcoin and dollar yen? Because we know Bitcoin trades against the US dollar. We know that Bitcoin naturally is a hedging asset for anyone who wants to minimize any exposure on their portfolios. That's why I got listed on the CME, and the same likewise with Ethereum. So right now, everything is pretty calm, but it's probably the calm before the storm. Prices away from the psychological low and the psychological high. we understand that when price comes away from these zones, it gives you the understanding that the spread that the market makers were building their positions from is now actually looking to stay away from that point. So they're trading away from there. So it looks like they were catching their shorts. Have they caught their shorts and initiated all of the shorts that they wanted to obtain from the range that they set over here? Because look, they marked price higher. They went above the psychological high, rejected the 200 EMA, Monday false move week beginning, then they attacked the range to the downside. Yeah? Having a look at what else is going on across the board, looking at the altcoins, we can see that quite a few altcoins are trying to make some return back up. You've got Luna as well, coming up nicely above the 50 EMA. Now, this is something that you must be mindful of. All right? If you take the totals chart and you look at total 3. Now, this is for the altcoins, with the exception of Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right? Those aren't considered in this chart. What you want to look for is you want to see if any coins that are behaving exactly the same way like this, but more importantly, you want to try and find yourself coins that are trading way above the 50 EMA, because those are the coins that are going to make the moves when everything starts to tick back up. So be mindful of that. I'm not going to go into finding out which coins they are right now. I don't know if there are any coins that are showing that up above the 50 EMA. No, it did actually try and go above, so that's a good sign. All right, so keep an eye out on Carver, because it actually broke above the 50 EMA, came back to the psychological ranges and pulled straight back. This wick will get realized when things start to pick up. And even though the wick is quite close, there's a good chance that it might get seen. All right? VeChain, building a small W formation at the low, still below the 50 EMA, so that's no good for us. We want coins that are above the 50 EMA. As I said, Loopring is trying to go above it, failed but pulled back. Comp, same story, trying to get back up above it, so that's a good sign. So that's good sign for Comp. 5 and 13 EMA getting ready to cross over the 50 EMA, so when things start to pick up, this coin's probably going to be one of the coins that makes the move. All right? Going back to Ethereum, we can see Ethereum has done a good job of containing its range at the daily low. It's come down and hit the daily low. How many times? We've hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times it's hit the daily low and it's rejected the zone. What may happen, ladies and gentlemen, coming into the London close, because this pattern seems to happen. Whenever the London session closes, the US session tends to have its own free roam of price. So we may see price drifting upwards and coming up towards these previous vector points. That's if that happens. But because of what's going on and everything is pretty quiet across the board, no volatility in the TDI itself, we're just waiting for Wednesday. And that's what I'm getting from these charts. All right. Now in tonight's live stream, ladies and gentlemen, I will be breaking down the charts again just to find out exactly where we are, because I didn't do a live stream today. Okay. But I've done this video just to put things into perspective on what we're likely to expect later on. So just checking in with you all. Okay. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. It is a short video, but nonetheless, be sure to pass through to tonight's live, 10 p.m, and we'll be having a conversation about Bitcoin from that point on. All right? Mad love and respect to every single one of you guys. Take care of yourselves. Peace.